if you're gonna be in that system or trying to make any kinds of ends in those systems, right? You're gonna have to pick a side. And you're gonna have to want that side to win. That's how that system works, right? So whether you understand that the Democrats are sometimes bad and there's some good or whatever you think, you're gonna be endorsing all their bad stuff because that's the way that system works. You have to pick one of them to win, and then when they win, both their bad and their good wins, or whatever you think is good. Everything in there is gonna win. So all the bad stuff that you can see about the Democrats is still gonna win. They're wicked as hell, man. They start wars too. I mean, they were giving 1,000-pound bombs to the Israelis, right? They're wicked beyond belief. They're wicked. They try to just abortions
I
right up to the day of the Anyway, you understand they're wicked, right?
I agree with abortions with the exception of like if the mother is going to die or if they got raped or something. Like that's the do you
Even in
give those
rape,
exceptions?
why would you say that in rape?
I don't know. It talks about I think it was in what's it called? Some guy brought out scriptures like the guy brought out holy water and he like it was a priest or something when a woman was
That's nothing to do with people try to say that that's an abortion or something. It's not. It's just a test for whether she committed adultery. That's all that is. It's got nothing to do with like an abortion or anything
how
like
would
that.
that
There's
even
nothing to
work
do with that.
though?
Because it's just strictly from God. It's from God. It's a
Mm.
supernatural thing that happens there. It's nothing like, that's what that is.
But do you agree like if a woman was raped, she has a choice in that matter?
Why would she be able to kill someone that's innocent just because she was raped? It's like it's still a unique human that's inside of her,
Yeah,
and then you're saying you can kill it.
I agree with you, but like, I don't know. Like, you gotta see from her perspective, she was like very wronged.
It
Like,
doesn't mean it's easy, yeah, but it doesn't mean you can murder someone.
Some
I
women
guess.
they do want to keep the baby,
Yeah, a lot do.
you know.
Yeah,
If
also
you think
true.
about it, it's like, okay, a woman is raped. It's a horrific, horrible thing that happened, right?
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah,
tragedy too, right? But if they then have the abortion, that's a double tragedy.
Yeah,
But
you're
if
just
they
answering
keep the
evil with
baby,
evil.
yeah, it's evil with evil, exactly. But if you keep the
yeah,
baby now, that's a miracle that occurred because of that horrible crime. This
Yeah.
beautiful thing happened, right?
or
So,
I'll agree with you. But like, do they have to like keep it or like could they put it up for
Well,
adoption?
I mean, yeah, they can.
the
That's
adoption would
different.
be
That's
an option, yeah, for them.
yeah, but
You know, like the foster care system is kind of whack.
still, it
Like,
doesn't mean they should be murdered,
Yeah,
yeah, I
regardless.
agree.
adoption
I
doesn't
agree
mean
with you.
foster care. Adoption doesn't mean foster
Yeah,
care, especially when it's a baby. Like
yeah.
there's a lot of people you can get a good family, you can find it.
It's pretty easy to get adopted as a baby. The people that go in foster care are people that are usually, it's kids that have grown up into like preteen, and then they don't have parents
Yeah,
for some
I agree with you.
reason, or they're taken out of a abusive household. Because usually there's a
What's
line
paradox here?
for,
Well,
huh?
sorry, Nathan. Go ahead. Let me finish your thought.
Well, I was just saying usually there's like a line for usually like to adopt babies that are newborns.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, there's usually quite a bit of a lineup. Yeah, and but paradox says this: that rape thing and abortion thing is really controversial. I used to believe it was fine, but it is in fact awful to do. She may not even afford a baby yet or grow malnourished. But what we're saying to you, first of all, paradox. I don't think the fact that what we know, what we might think might happen with the baby because maybe they don't have enough money or whatever, all that stuff, all that like our predictions of the future, that shouldn't be a factor here. I don't think that's even relevant. The
Yeah.
only question is, are we able to end the human life just by our own decision making?
And if
You
the
know, and
baby,
then
let's say the baby grows up to be extremely poor, homeless, malnourished, it doesn't mean they have no right to live and that they shouldn't live.
Wait,
Mhm.
would you put someone out of their misery if they're like if someone's in misery and like super bad, are you gonna give them the choice if they want to die or live, or are you gonna make it up for them?
Well, you know what? If you're asking me about the moral question, I think there may be situations where somebody can have an assisted suicide or whatever. But if you're talking about the legal situation, that's a different beast. Because unfortunately, what happens is if you create laws where people are allowed to have medically assisted dying, right? What happens is it's inevitable that this happens. What happens is people start to pressure people to do it, like the old people, the disabled people. It starts to pressure them to feel like to make them feel like, oh, you're not useful, just move it along, and then people will start pressuring them to kill themselves, and that's what happened. That's why that's why I think
is
the
it like
legally.
if
Go ahead.
all right, yeah, sorry. What's it called? Like if it's like a really bad disease, obviously, I mean not obviously, but like I just don't like seeing someone like suffer. So like in my mind, I'm like, damn, he should just like put him out of his misery. It's not a dog, but like
Yeah.
still.
But that's the thing. So you're talking about the moral question. So I agree with
Mm.
you. Yeah, I agree with you. There's probably some situations, they're probably rare, but there are probably situations where that's called for.
It's a
What I'm
slippery
saying
slope.
is, yeah, that's the problem. The
What?
slippery slope problem. You ever heard of that idea? Like if you open this floodgate of that, what next happens is you're gonna start seeing like old people all over the country are just getting pressured to kill themselves, or people that are like mentally or
Or just
whatever. There's all
healthy
kinds of
people.
people.
Healthy people.
Yeah,
Healthy
all kinds of
people?
people.
Healthy people,
Yeah,
I
healthy
guess,
people might
obviously
be
not,
tricked
but
into
like,
it. That's the issue.
I don't know, but with the old people thing, like
Yeah,
old people
yeah.
often
Because you know what, this is an
kill
issue. Like,
themselves. Yeah.
see what Seeker's saying, because this is actually a thing in Canada. They have this law in Canada, and it's wicked, dude. And the thing is, what happens is people will they'll have these cases, like I'm telling you, right, where people got pressured to literally kill themselves. People who are just they're fine. They could have lived for another 20 years or whatever, but they're pressured to kill themselves. And these stories come out, but now it's like people are getting desensitized to these stories where nobody even really cares,
Yeah.
But it's like, and
But
it's
what
like, oh
about
man.
mentally ill people?
Well, that's another one. Like, what happened the other day? These two freaking politicians on a radio show were talking about how some lady, she's like 24-year-old, like a young lady, right? She's like got the mind of a child. And what happened with her is
Mm-hmm.
she would kind of escape from the place where they keep her, and she would go into these people's houses and stuff. And there was some incidents with that. And somehow these two idiot politicians on the radio were saying that they should just put her up for the MAID thing. So like imagine that she's 24 years old, man. You know what I mean?
What's
Like
that?
it's insane, dude. Oh, the medically assisted dying or whatever they call it. It's like it's so wicked, dude. It's so wicked. I'm telling you, the next stage is it's just like Nazis, or like you're talking about Nazis, how they were like supposedly they were killing off the disabled people, right? And stuff like that, like eugenics. Is the next stage is basically eugenics. You know
Well,
what I
hey,
mean?
actually, well, what
Go
about
ahead.
what do you think about the I think it's like DNA manipulation. Where right now what's happening is there's companies, like private companies now. I think they're in Europe that they manipulate the DNA of the already living fetus, and then if it's not how they want it, they'll kill it and then keep trying again.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
actually a
that
real
kind of
thing
thing.
now. It's like
Yeah, man,
happening.
dude.
It's wicked.
It's wicked beyond belief, bro.
It's just
And
parents
now
who
with
want to
these
choose if they
things,
want a tall kid or a kid with
Yeah.
brown hair. Literally, like it's that
yeah.
dumb.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's happening. I saw an ad for it.
Wait, where?
So that stuff's gonna get bigger because now they have this thing called
It's in
CRISPR,
Europe.
where they could just literally come in and just add stuff to your DNA chain and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty cool.
it's not cool if you think about it, if they start manipulating these little kids' DNA. I don't know why. Choose freeze. You gotta connect your mic or your mic cam or something. Otherwise, it can't bring you on. Anyway, but yeah, it's like these
Yeah,
things are
altering DNA.
kind of man playing
That's the cool
God,
part.
No, it's not. You can't alter your DNA.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that your kid, you can decide for your kid whether he's gonna be 6 feet tall or intelligent or whatever or something. But who knows? Who knows what's really gonna happen? Huh?
Like, what if you could can't you if that's true, can't you like stop like mental issues, like or like physical issues?
Well, that's what they're gonna tell you, man. But what's gonna end up happening is they're just gonna say, okay, what they'll have is like a bunch of embryos, and they'll say, okay, this one, oh, we can make this one into a perfect Aryan or whatever, and they're gonna keep it. The other one, oh, this one, it's gonna have like Down syndrome, so just kill it. And they already do that. They already do
They do
that. You
that
know,
in
there's this
China.
thing. Yeah, yeah. No, they do it all over the world. In
Yeah,
Europe and stuff, they do it like this. They're just all over, and they're gonna continue to do it, and it's gonna get bigger. With this
yeah,
thing, like they can detect in the embryonic stage whether the child is gonna have Down syndrome.
yeah.
So nowadays they'll just tell you, and people will just have an abortion.
Eugenics is a
So
But
all
very popular idea, especially like even in the West. Like I remember I was in this reading group where we talked about philosophy and economics, and there was multiple people genuinely arguing for eugenics as if it was normal.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's desensitized too.
I kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
agree with the abortion of the super mentally ill, like really bad. But Down
Why?
syndrome,
Why do you agree with that? Why do you agree with that?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, cause like
Why don't they have a
it's
right to
it's
live? Is what
it's
you have to
rare.
answer.
I mean, they do have a right to live, but they also like what comes with that living is
Or
suffering,
why
a
do you have a
lot of
right to
suffering.
kill them?
I don't know, like I guess like would you want to see that kid just grow up and suffer like
Well, I think
not?
that's a big assumption for one. You know,
I know.
I
Yeah,
think there's
you're
a lot of
assuming that. Yeah.
kids that are extremely mentally impaired that they're just in a wheelchair their whole life, but they still there's things in life that they enjoy. There's
No, I'm
a
not
Yeah.
talking
reason for
about
them to
like
live.
I'm not talking about those like in a wheelchair. Obviously, that's like not even
No, I mean
bad.
like I mean just impaired in a wheelchair, like they can't even walk around. Like what's it called, cerebral palsy and stuff, or
Yeah.
what do
Like
people have that are
Stephen
young?
Hawking's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like I don't know.
Like
This is
what?
like
Because you're
super
kind of making
rare.
up a random like a. I don't even know if it's a
It
real scenario.
it was like some uh kid. I don't know. It was like he had like damn, he had like a really big like I don't know if it's a tumor or something. I don't know. It's like a really like his head is like it's like super big and it's like his lower body is like
No. Yeah. Okay. So there's some really bad cases. We can all think of cases like that, right?
Yeah,
The Elephant Man or whoever, right? But with the Elephant
mhm.
Man, like I know the Elephant Man's life is a tragedy, right? But he got to enjoy some things in life too, right? He had he had that moment where he was a famous person and he was on stages and all this stuff. Like we don't know what's gonna happen with their life. We don't know. We can say, okay, this kid's gonna have Down syndrome, so their life's gonna suck.
Down
But is it
syndrome
really
isn't
gonna
like
suck?
if someone has
Yeah,
Down
Down
syndrome,
syndrome is a
yeah.
bad example, right? But the thing is, that's what I'm telling you. About Down syndrome, those people are valuable. They are
yeah,
people. They love
Hmm.
their parents. It's like a beautiful thing, actually. When parents learn about
yeah,
this
yeah,
unconditional love. But the problem is, people are just stupid. Like they'll think, oh, I don't want a kid with Down syndrome, so they'll just kill their own child. This is
yeah.
the problem. This is what I'm
Yeah, they
saying.
shouldn't kill it.
But
They
go
should
ahead.
like put it up for adoption or something. I don't know.
No, but that's very hard to adopt a kid off like that.
Yeah.
But they still have
Anyway,
a
the
right to
point
live.
is,
Well, look, if
yeah,
people
I
are
agree. I
aborting their
agree
kids,
exactly.
if people are
That
aborting their kids for no reason, just because they don't want them, they're gonna abort
Mhm,
them for any other reason.
exactly.
But you
So
agree,
what we're
like,
saying, what we're saying to you, Parker, is that once people have this technology in their hands, you're
mhm.
saying, well, there's probably some extreme edge cases that we should just let them kill them because that child's life is going to be so horrific that we shouldn't even allow it to live. And maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe there are some edge cases like that. But what we're saying to you is, as soon as people have this technology, it's not going to be
Mhm.
just for the edge cases. They're going to use it for all kinds of cases, which you and I would both agree it's not fair for them to just end that person's life. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, they shouldn't kill it. I mean, like, obviously, it's gonna be bad. Like, I mean, no parent wants to have like a disabled child, but I mean, still, like, that's not like a right to like kill. I mean, like adoption. I know it's hard for the kid to be adopted, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's still living. But I mean, I don't know. Like, what's your take on that? On adopted children who has Down syndrome?
I don't know. I mean, I understand. It'd be hard to adopt off those kids.
I don't know. They might get adopted. Like, I bet that happens.
They might.
You know?
Probably did. Probably, yeah. That's true too.
But even if they don't, if they go into the foster care, what's the problem? Again, you know.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess the argument is that foster care is so horrific that we
I
should
mean, that's
just abort
the
them. I guess that's the
propaganda.
argument.
I mean,
Yeah,
there
I
are
know.
a lot of cases, and regardless, even if it is horrific, so you should kill them. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, if they want to die, it's their choice, right?
Well, no, we're not talking about
No.
people who want to die. We're talking about people who are deciding for these people
yeah, like
that they should die, right?
like preborn or even after birth nowadays.
It's
Yeah.
like basically like trial and error, basically. Like, oh, that's not gonna be tall, so I just
Yeah, that's what's
kill 'em.
happening, and it's gonna happen
And
even
it's like the
worse.
lottery.
Well, because they think it's not a human once it's conceived.
Oh yeah, what's your take on that? Like a human, like at conception, or what?
I think
Yeah, it
so,
seems to be.
Mhm.
I mean, where
'Cause
else
it's a
would you say-
unique- it's a
there's no
unique life.
other point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's a unique genetic signature that will never be found.
Because at that point, the mother and the father's DNA has been combined to make you, and you're your own person. Like, you're a unique DNA.
Yeah, all right. I need to go to sleep. All right.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Late,
This is
bro.
a really good talk. I'm glad you guys came
Yeah.
on. Thanks so much.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks for your time.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you wanna support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shields. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.